Nothing can stop me, I'm stronger than ever. I'm gonna see this through. I am a woman on a mission. Whatever it takes, I'll do what I gotta do. Good morning, love beams. How are we? I love coming into a song. I feel like I'm back on stage again, guys. I love it. If none of you have ever seen me in person, when we're allowed, please make sure that you get to see me in person. I am an absolute lunatic in person. So how are we, my love beams? I hope you are well. I hope you are feeling these really, 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 really powerful, intense energies that are going on at the moment. My golly gosh. I cannot even say to you how things have been. And I'm actually going to talk, I'm sat on something, because apologies, guys. Clearly, I didn't check my chair before I sat down. Yeah, I'm actually going to talk quite a lot about the energies today. I actually wrote a list of things yesterday that I'm going to do. I want to touch on the full moon. I'm going to talk about all of the alignment of the planets in a minute. I'm also going to talk about the shadow being rife at the moment. Let me know in the chat box if you've had anyone's shadow coming to you. Also, guys, please, through this video, do remember to hit the thumbs up button if you can. And that is the YouTube thumbs up button rather than the literal thumb up emoji. If you can actually hit the thumbs up button, what that basically does is it helps me go to YouTube, because we know that I'm being shadow banned right now. I mean, anyone that follows me on Instagram, you must be getting as frustrated as I am. They really do not want my voice out there. So let's use this platform. Thank you very much, Jay, much appreciated. Let's use this platform, get it out there as much as possible. And if you love it, at the end of it, go and share it with your community, guys. Whether you've got a group of 5 people or whether you've got one person in your family that's woke, go share it with them, and we will help them go on their journey. I'm also going to talk about astral traveling a little bit tonight. And I'm also going to talk about, if any of you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen I posted a beautiful picture of me and one of my best friend's babies over the last couple of days. And in there, I kind of suggested around people doing stuff at night. But I also suggested that this little soul that was in this gorgeous, tiny little 9-week body recognized me instantly. As soon as he saw me, his like eyes perked up and he started giggling, and his mum was like, oh my gosh, like all kids are like that, because her daughter was like it with me as well, and obviously she's seen many kids like that. So I'm going to explain why that is about, but I am actually going to start with shadow after I've just spoken about the planets, because some of you may have noticed there's been a few dickheads around in the last couple of weeks, and I'm going to call it out. I'm going to call it. You know me, I'm straight between the eyeballs. I will call a spade a spade. And yeah, we've had a few dickheads. We've had a few people that have been watching my videos on YouTube that have, one guy basically said about the Divine Feminine video, he was like, I've never met more 4 pretentious people in my life. Really, really interesting. It was on the Divine Feminine, and obviously all of his insecurities were coming up through that, because there was 4 very, very, very powerful ladies that were obviously speaking. And I don't think, I mean, I haven't watched it back, but I don't think at any point we didn't say, hey guys, we're all in this together. You guys know me well enough to know that anything that I speak about, whether it's from my perspective or someone else's, we can all do it. Like, there's no one better than the other. We're all perfect. We are all absolutely perfect. So the fact that this guy's insecurities came up, I just sent him love because that's what he needed. And then I just removed his comment, because I was like, do you know what? It's not productive, and it's shadow energy. There are people literally on the planet right now that do not realize they have been possessed and they are being sent in our direction. I'm going to cover more off about that in a little bit. And then there was my last week's Sunday service. My Sunday service last week, there was a guy, some DJ guy, I don't know who it was, and it was only in the last couple of days, but he basically commented, I was a bitch. What was the other thing he said? If anybody believes that I was Moses in a past life, you're delusional. I can't remember the other thing as well, but it was 3 extremely personal, very vindictive comments directed at me. And I was like, oh, I've really pissed on someone's fireworks here. So that's my job on the planet, guys. I don't take offense to it, but I'm not going to be spoken to like that, just so you know. So of course, these people get blocked. Yeah, exactly, Veronica. And if you remember last week, we were very much talking about past lives. We were very much talking about, the evolution of humanity and how we're stepping into our roles and how we're carving that out. And that is going to freak people the heck out. If somebody watches my video called Sunday Service, which they might think, oh, this is a nice Christian video that we're about to watch. And I'm not being disrespectful by saying that. I'm just using it as an example. And then they watch it and it's all about spirituality and it's all about, multiple lives. So do you know what? I'm keeping on going, people. They can keep throwing it at me, but my auric field is extremely strong and I am like think right at this precise moment in time. And that's why I love that tune. It's got to be my next walk on tune next time I'm on stage, because I am a woman on a mission and no matter what anybody does, I'm going to keep going. Okay, and I'm going to talk much more about shadow. And I know I'm talking about shadow a lot at the moment, guys, but what is very, very interesting is, the shadow is hitting the planet very, very hard right now. And I channeled this in November of last year, and I'll give you more information on that in a bit. So I made some notes about this next bit because it's extremely, extremely important. So yesterday, yeah, I know, guys, we're all here to do this job. And if we're triggering someone, then we're doing A-OK, right? We're doing A-OK. Exactly. And I'm just helping them break through. They don't recognize it at the time, but these people will come back in the future. I've had many people do it in the past and they were like, God, you irritated me. You drove me mad. You brought up all this stuff in me. And then I realized I needed to have it raised to heal. That's my job on the planet, and that's definitely Amelia's job on the planet. And the other 2 girls that were on the conversation with us, particularly the divine feminine conversation, they're not quite as strong, and I don't mean that in a nasty way, but Amelia and I are like get shit done girls. We go in and we get out as quickly as possible. Like I don't want to be, holding you, like nurturing and suckling my breast for the next 5 years. I want to get you ship shape and ship you out the door to do your job. So this is why I work the way that I do. And it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, guys. And I completely understand that, completely appreciate it. I don't want to be every horse for every course, if that makes sense, So let's start talking about the planets and stuff like that that's going on at the moment. Because, ladies and gents, if you think it's been a turbulent month of May, what I would like to just suggest to you is you want to be holding on to your pantyhose, because we ain't seen nothing yet. I hate to say it to you, but I'm just going to put it out there. We have got a very, very turbulent time through the rest of May and going into June. So yesterday was the start of Neptune square with Mercury. Okay, so this means that energies are really, really start to heighten right now. Okay, it is going to be juicy June. We've got Saturn retrograde starting today. Yeah, it's because I did the divine feminine chat at the same time. I physically can't be doing 2 videos at the same time, so we the girls just said, crack on and do the divine feminine one. Girly giggles can come back next week. So actually I think Donna's away this week, so it won't be this week. Maybe I'll do one with Maxine, but yeah, just putting it out there. I've got loads of videos coming out this week, guys, absolutely loads, so you probably won't even miss it. And I'm not being disrespectful, but people have got stuff going on, so it's just about timing. So we've got Neptune square with Mercury. We've got Saturn retrograde starting today. So remember, yesterday and today, that means we're all munged in together. Then we have the total lunar eclipse on Wednesday, May the 26th. Whoop, whoop. And guess what, people? Self-Love Club Hangs is on full moon. Just throwing it out there. I had no clue when I put it in my diary, when I channeled it last November, that I had to do these new versions of Self-Love Club Hangs. I had no idea it was going to fall on full moon and it was going to be about loving your shadow. It's almost like they tell me what's coming, right? So That's on the 26th, so that's Wednesday of next week. If you haven't got your tickets, maybe Veronica will pop the link in here for you to get your tickets. And then hold on to your pants, ladies and gents. We step into Mercury retrograde on the 29th of May. Dun, dun, dun. Not cool at all. We have got Mercury retrograde. Now, Mercury retrograde is where all of the stuff comes to the surface. We get technology issues. It's a period of time where we're not really supposed to be signing contracts, things like that, which is interesting because it actually goes from the 29th of May to the 22nd of June. And in that period of time, I am going to exchange and complete on my house. So I'm going to be doing exactly what they tell you not to do. So I want you guys to get yourselves prepared. Order in some extra salts for your bath. Order in some extra essential oils. Order in, some extra grounding vegetables. Turn off the television. Figure out what works for you, because guys, we are in for a bit of a rocky road. And so Saturn retrograde is till October. Mercury retrograde goes on until June. So we've got a lot going on, and there'll be other stuff in that period of time as well. But in the next week alone, we've got Neptune square with Mercury, we've got Saturn retrograde, Mercury retrograde, and a total lunar eclipse. So I'm just letting you guys know now is the time to get prepared. Now, I've asked my guides very clearly, and I've said to them, would you like me to do a full moon ritual this time? And they've said, if you want to do one, you can do one. So I'm going to channel that over the next couple of days, and then I will get that out before Wednesday. Yeah, okay, yeah, so there we go. It's really, 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 we are so busy right now. And it's no surprise that, I was shown back in November of last year that I actually needed to change the Self-Love Club Hangs. So for those of you that don't know, my Self-Love Club Hangs is literally a 2-hour seminar where we hang out together. And basically what I do is I help you step out of your emotional trauma. Now, I have been running Self-Love Club Hangs since 2018, and they have been extremely, extremely successful. I've run them in a lot of countries around the world: America, Australia, Dubai. I can't even think now, but lots of other countries as well. I've run many, many, many all across the UK. But obviously, when we went into lockdown last March, I had to take them online. What that basically means is that anyone around the world can attend these things. So, and they've become even more profound than they were in person, which is very interesting, because people have massive breakthroughs when they are in my company. Like anyone that's been in my company, my energy vibrates, and it is literally contagious, and it helps you elevate, it helps you step through. And if I do an intervention with you, then your life will never be the same again. However, online, because it gives everybody a chance to speak. So even if I'm not doing an intervention with you, you're getting it out of your cells, you're actually doing the work yourself. So the online ones have become extremely, extremely powerful. And I've literally been doing this same seminar for a couple of years. And then in November, just gone, so November 2019, even though that was like 8 months ago now, or whatever, 6 months ago now, I feel like it's just gone. In November, my guides basically said to me, through 2021, you're only going to do 4 Self-Love Club Hangs. Now, I normally do about 30 in a year. So you can imagine, I was like, okay, all right, I'll sit with that. And they gave me 4 certain subjects. Now, I don't normally do that at all. I cover a little bit of each of the subjects, but we're going deep on these subjects. And no surprise, no shock that the one that has fallen on May 2021, i.e. next Wednesday, is about loving your shadow. We are in a period of time where we have never known shadow energy like this. We have spiritual mentors coming out and showing that they have darkness inside of them right now. And I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus, but I'm just saying there are many, many thousands of mentors out there that have been mentors to millions around the world that are coming out and suggesting that this thing is a good thing. Now, that's not in alignment with what I am being told at all. It's just not it's just not in alignment to what I'm being told at all. So I have to be like, okay, is there a suggested shadow that is coming through? And what my guides have been telling to me very, very clearly is that there are a lot of people doing the 80-20. So they tell 80% truth and they tell 20% of the narrative. And they are the dangerous ones. They are the ones that walk shoulder to shoulder with you and I. Okay, they are the ones that if you go on their YouTube channels, if you go on their Instagram, they've got hundreds of thousands of people, and every now and again they'll just throw a little tidbit in, and it's like, not sure I agree with that, and you'll have to use your discernment. Maxine's popped in the chat box, I've had to unfollow a few. I've had to unfollow loads of people, literally loads of people. I am not interested in allowing that shadow energy because it's hitting us anyway, guys. I think I covered this off last week, or I've certainly spoken about it in the last week. You know, this shadow energy, if it cannot get into you, now it might show up in you like tiredness. It might show up in you like old addictions coming up. It might show up in you like, you know, you're just all of a sudden being nasty to someone, or you've got control issues coming back, or, you know, something like that. That's how it might show up in you. But it also might, if they can't get into you, it will attack the people that you love. You know, it will attack the people that you love. And I've suggested in the last week that that's a lot of what's happening with me right now. So I have to be even more firm. I have to stand in my truth even more. I have to make sure that my standards are in place, because so many people are attempting to attack. And this is the thing, those two gentlemen, interestingly, it was both gentlemen that attacked the Divine Feminine video and my Sunday service video last week. Interesting that it's men, and interesting that somebody in my life that has, like, I know that they've got demonic energy running through them right now. It's a man again. So we need to be raising the consciousness on this. We must be raising the consciousness on this. So get clear. Trust me, guys. It doesn't mean they're a bad person. It just means that they've been possessed. And we just have to love them where they are. There is no judgment at all. It's too easy for us to judge people. It's way too easy for us to judge people and say, oh, you know, you're really nasty, or I thought better of you. We want to be looking at them right now and thinking, oh my gosh, is this really the person that I've known? Is this really the person standing in their truth? Maybe I didn't know the truth, or maybe they have got an entity or an attachment or something like that that is actually driving them to say things that perhaps they don't mean and behave in ways that they don't mean. And I'm going to give you guys an example. I'm just going to go off on a little tangent right now. Imagine you are dating somebody, and you are really, 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 like, you really enjoy this person, you really like their company, and then all of a sudden you've got this little voice that keeps poking up saying they're going to cheat on you, they're going to cheat on you, or whatever. You know, it could be any number of things, whatever your insecurity is. They're going to do this, they're going to do this, they're going to do that, and then you start feeding it. Trust me, that is shadow energy that is rattling through you at that point. That is shadow energy saying you're not good enough for this person. They're going to hurt you, you know. You should run away because it's going to come. And I want to let you guys know, everybody is going through this right now. And if you're not going through that right now, you are being attacked by people that are having it coming up for them. So on Wednesday night, we are going to go so deep on shadow. We are going to go so, so deep. I am going to, it's my mission. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to do it in 2 hours, but it's my mission to help you get right into your trauma and recognize the gold that has come out of it, but also how you can love that and you can befriend that and you can start stepping through and working together. Because, guys, I want to be really honest with you. If anybody says to you, oh, I've got rid of my shadow, they're talking bollocks. They talk utter rubbish. I have befriended my shadow. Your instinct will always come from a place of love. Always. It will always come from a place of love. Fear is shadow. Okay? You might meet somebody and go, oh, I just don't resonate with this person. That's your instinct. That's your intuition. But if you go, yeah, this person, oh yeah, she reminds me of so-and-so and I didn't like that person, and like, that's fear. So that's shadow-based energy. Okay? We absolutely must recognize we all have a shadow. Like I say, if anyone says to you, even a spiritual mentor, if anyone says, oh no, I've got my shit together, they're a liar. They're a liar. None of us have got our shit together. Some of us have got our shit together more than others, purely for the fact that we've gone, okay, I'm literally going to go deep and I'm literally going to become like best friends. best friends with that thing that tells me I'm not good enough and tells me that, you know, like I need to be in this fearful state. So like I say, Self-Love Club Hangs is falling on the 26th, so that's Wednesday of next week. It's on the full moon. So the energies are going to be profound. Like I always say, whether you agree with the full moon energy or not, whether you think it's demonic or not, it's heightened energies on that day. So we can utilize that for the good. And that's why I tend to do every now and again, I'll do rituals and stuff, because let's take this energy where some people may be doing bad shit, but hey, let's do good shit with it. Like, let's neutralize that. Like, let's put some love back out into the world and let us, you know, really, really help us step up and step in. The shadow is rife right now, so we need to learn to love our shadow. My guides are amazing. Literally, my guides are amazing. They told me this 6 months ago. Literally 6 months ago. And the one that we're doing next time in July is going to be all around inner child. So just be prepared, guys. In July, we're probably going to be battered with our inner child. And then in September, I'm going to be doing all around sexual trauma. So what I'm going to assume by that is, fingers crossed, we'll start getting disclosure on some of the nasty stuff that's been going on around the world. And that's going to be in September. So that is the layout. Obviously, one's already gone, so there's no point me talking about that. It was extremely, extremely powerful, extremely, you know, next level stuff. So this one is shadow. Next one is inner child. The one after is sexual trauma. Now, I've called the last one Love Your Journey, I think, because whenever I write sexual trauma or whenever I put you know, anything like that, I get shadow banned, I get banned, the pictures get taken down or whatever. So just know, when it's about loving your journey in September, that's very much about sexual trauma. And it's not just your sexual trauma. So if you're sat there thinking, well, I haven't been abused this lifetime, please know that at some point in one of your lives you would have been abused, you would have been the abuser, and it's about releasing that sexual trauma. I actually think that probably the most powerful event I've ever done, I did a random sexual trauma one for the planet last year, and I think it was one of the most profound sessions I've ever done from a personal perspective. My body was like physically shaking where I was doing so much work in the quantum to release so much of the darkness, and all of us have it. You know, Jem's just put, oh, I met a really nice man and pushed him away for exactly that reason, right? It's because of sexual trauma. There is something going on within you. There will also be inner child healing there, and probably shadow as well. But the fundamental truth of the matter is, it will be about, well, I'm not going to be vulnerable with this person because, you know, 10 lives ago that I don't even remember in this human brain, but I've got the memories in my cells. I was this and I was that. And I'm just going to live out that because, you know what, I haven't dealt with it. So that's what it's going to be about. It's also going to be about, if you think you've got your stuff together, please still come along, because we will be releasing a lot of the sexual trauma from the planet, from Gaia. Okay, so the stuff that's going on underground, not going to talk about that too much today, because obviously it's a very, very provoking conversation. So the stuff that's going on underground right now, we will be making sure that we cleanse and we get rid of some of that stuff as well, because it's time, people. It's time. We cannot keep going around in these circles. It must come up, exactly as Keith's just said, my gorgeous moderator. You know, it must come to the surface. This is why I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm really impatient about disclosure, because I know it will be literally like ripping a band-aid off of so many people. A band-aid? I don't know. Like, it's a plaster in the UK. It's a band-aid in America. So I don't know where band-aid came from. Clearly, I was just channeling somebody American, but you know, it's literally like ripping the plaster off. It's literally like, right, we're not holding back anymore. And I would like that. I would really, 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 really like that, because I feel the awakening will go to the next level. However, it could also kill some people. So I have to be patient with my wants and my desires, you know. It's not about me, it's about the collective, and everything is working out exactly as it is intended to. So please do recognize, if you are one of the people like myself, and this is why I Awesome Joe, I'll see you there, babe. this is why I want to speak about the shadow stuff right now, because you might not even realize that your partner is being narcissistic. You might not realize that you are, you know, that people are commenting on stuff, especially like it was just pure coincidence that I saw the comment the other day from this DJ guy about, you know, that I was a bitch and I was all of this stuff. And it was purely by coincidence, because normally Veronica and Keith do this stuff for me. It's not something that I see. But I saw it come in and I was like, wow, I obviously needed to see that. And I actually felt quite upset for this guy, because his shadow is obviously going, this person is out to hurt you. Imagine that. One of the people that have been put on the planet to remind people how to love and how to step through these scenarios. Literally, their spirit, their demon has gone, oh my gosh, no, this person's going to hurt you. Because if that demon allows him to get close to my content, what if this person does the work and the demon has to go elsewhere? What if the demon or the entity or the attachment or whatever, the demonic energy, gets kicked out? Because guys, I want to be really real with you about when I really started going deep. I think it was in 2016, when I really started going deep on myself. I had an entity wrapped around my spine, coming up the top of my spine, and it had become so comfortable in there, and it completely explained my irrational eruptions. You know, like I just used to go 0 to 60. I used to be extremely controlling. You know, it's because of my inner child. I was hurting so much. I wanted to know what people were doing and where they were going. And if I wasn't invited, why not? Like, it hurt me. It hurt me. So, you know, like I want to raise the consciousness on this. That was an entity that was driving that in me. Since I've been able to, oh my gosh. So Veronica's Queen porn remover from my channel. It's so weird. But it's, you know, we must recognize that, you know, if somebody is a bit of a dick, it doesn't necessarily mean that they do have an entity, but it also doesn't mean that they don't have an entity. So this is what we need to do. We need to figure out if they're a narcissist or a control freak, and if it is truly them doing it, or if it's something else that's driving it. And I'm going to say something right now, and I really hope my sister doesn't watch this video, because she'll probably have a reaction to it. And Kirsty, if you do, I love you. It's coming from my heart. Please don't have a reaction to this. Addiction. I know that my sister isn't a bad person. She's not a bad person. My sister has a demon that sometimes she can get out of her, but then when she goes and drinks alcohol or anything like that, it will just jump back in and it will literally manipulate her even further. I don't judge her for that, because I understand it now. I never used to. It used to irritate the heck out of me. She would tell you. You know, I always thought I was going to fix her. Of course, you can't fix anybody. You can only fix yourself. But I know it's not her. I know she's not the person that she was when she was taking drugs. I know she's a very sweet soul inside of there, but she's got stuff that comes up, and this demonic energy will literally override her sometimes. Nobody is a bad person at birth. I want you guys to remember that. Nobody is a bad person at birth. We're taught it. You know, there are so many people, like I've got some people at the moment around me that are going back to old habits, you know, old addictions, and I'm just sending them so much love, because I know that that's not their choice. I know that they've got some demonic energy that is raffling through them right now. Why? Because shadow is so rife on the planet. So on Wednesday next week, we're going to raise the consciousness. This is why I had to give you those 2 examples. I think there's been many other examples, not directed at me, many others that I've seen, but I don't really like to highlight stuff about other people. I would rather use myself as an example, because I'm not going to have a reaction to it. And, you know, like the situation with my sister, I didn't ever see that coming up today, but normally I would ask her if I was going to speak about her, or I would, you know, just to make sure that the person knows, you know, that it is coming from a really beautiful space of love. And it's not like I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. We must raise the consciousness on these subjects, guys. Yeah, it's interesting, because so Agnes has put in the chat, that's why I stopped drinking alcohol years ago. And I want to be really interested. I want to be really open and honest with you guys. Like, I very rarely drink. I had a few drinks with the girls on Friday night. It was absolutely lovely. I really enjoyed it. And you know, it was a really lovely evening. It was a beautiful connection. We had dinner. Like, I literally had a few glasses of bubbles. That was it. Um, you know, some of the other girls got totally steaming, but you know, that's just what happens. But I feel as long as you set the intention, as long as you put yourself in a bubble, and as long as you protect yourself, you can have one or two. But like once in a blue moon, like I won't be drinking again for a long time. I don't even know, you know, I've got absolutely nothing lined up. So please do remember that there is shadow all over the place right now, and it is becoming much more and more rife as we are going through this journey. So if you are, I don't like using this word, but I'm going to use it, struggling, get along on Wednesday night. I've got Veronica helping me on Wednesday because Donna's not around. So it's going to be a really, really, really great evening where we are literally, there's going to be people that are holding space whilst I literally elevate you. Okay. Yeah, Kirsten, I can see why that happens. But if you actually connect with it, and you actually, and I'm not saying connect with it so that you drink it every day, I'm not saying that at all. If you just set the intention and you purify the alcohol, that's what I find. Because we were in such a high dimensional bubble on Friday. It was very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. We were the only ones walking around with no masks on, like going to the toilet with no masks on, and literally nobody said anything to us because we were in such a high vibrational state. So it's very, very interesting. But I do feel it's about the amount of alcohol that you're drinking, and also the people that you're hanging around. Like, I wouldn't go out drinking with you know, just some random, like at the moment I wouldn't, to be fair, I wouldn't go out drinking anyway. I literally had a few drinks with the girls because that's what, you know, that's what we had planned to do for quite some time, and have dinner and that. So there was definitely no drunkenness from my side, but it was just beautiful. It was just beautiful to be out and having connection. And like I say, guys, you know, like I'm not somebody that encourages people to go out drinking ever. I probably drink once or twice a year. You guys will know it's very, very rare that I have any alcohol. So, you know, I'm not saying, oh yeah, you can be amazing and you can do this and you can do that. Like, go and drink as much as you want. Like, just do you. There is no right or wrong. Just do you right now. Just to honor your body however it makes you feel. If you feel okay having a couple of glasses of Prosecco, have a couple of glasses of Prosecco. If you feel rubbish the next day, don't do it. Literally just don't do it. Yeah, that's what I'm having, Veronica. I'm going to have a housewarming at my new party, at my new house, and it's all going to be juices, and I'm going to make some really, really, you know, beautiful stuff so that everybody can come over here. We're just going to have a housewarming party. With beautiful stuff like that. It's really, really, really exciting. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about the work that we do at night time. Does anybody feel as if they do work of an evening? Does anybody feel that they astral travel? Because right now, I do feel as if everybody is out on the astral realm when I'm out there. Literally, it's really busy. Does anybody remember? Does anybody know? You know, like, does anybody like literally wake up the next morning, they're like, wow, a bit like I am. I'm like, wow, that was a busy night last night. Because I'll be honest with you, last night I had the most interesting astral travel ever. So normally I go off to weird and wonderful places, as you know. And last night I was with two girls that I know very well, and I was in my hometown of Bournemouth, interestingly, and these two girls were talking to me about my twin flame. They were talking to me about my twin flame, and we were going on a real huge journey, like all about it. So, but I was doing all of this really beautiful energy work and connection work, and I was really oddly, I was helping women get their hair back. Literally a hair back, like literally hair. Like, if your hair's thinned, maybe you've got a thyroid issue or something like that. It was literally like I was helping them get their hair back, which was really beautiful. So, you know, I've done some work around that this morning. Now, I'm just going to say this now because I've been asked about, I don't know, maybe 17 times in the last week. And I've had Al Pasoni call me and say, hey, babe, a lot of my viewers are asking for you to do a, oh, here, speak of the devil, and here she shall arrive. Hello, my love bug. So Alpa has had some people ask me to do a session on healing the thyroid. So how I managed to heal myself. So do keep your eyes open for that, guys. I am going to be doing a video soon. Literally in the last week, about 17 people have come to me directly. And then Alpa did as well. And I was like, okay, I've just got to listen to this. So yeah, it's very, very interesting. We do need to get this done. I am going to be raising the consciousness on healing as well. The reason I haven't been doing it so far is I have had to get you guys to a point where you can accept that you can do this. And that's the challenge that I've got, because right now, if I put a video out that says, I healed my thyroid naturally, and this is the way that you can do it, there will be people out there that sell stuff, products and stuff like that. And everything that I'm going to share with people is about energetics. It's about getting your body in alignment physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. The people that sell stuff, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to report the video. They're going to not like it at all. The powers that be, they don't want me showing you how to heal. So we're going to have to make sure that we've got the highest vibration around that as it's filmed, and as it goes out. We are going to have to make sure that everybody is as awake as possible, because they do not want me reminding you. Why do you think my voice is taken on Instagram after like however many minutes? Why do you think that people like myself, Alpa, Amelia, people like that are having their voices taken down off of YouTube? Because they know this is the first step to awakening the masses to the absolute truth that they have got in their body. Okay, so a little tangent there as always, but do keep your eyes open. And what I'm going to share, guys, it's not just around the thyroid, although I'm going to be talking about it because that's what people are asking for. It's going to be, you can apply this to absolutely any part of your life. And maybe eventually when, the powers that be have been put in Gitmo, if they ever go to Gitmo, I will do a series of different ones. So maybe I'll do one on back pain, maybe I'll do one on the womb, maybe I'll do one on, whatever, like I can help. Breast cancer, I really feel drawn to do a video on breast cancer, because so many people that I know have had it, and I've either been operated on, or they've had the operation or something like that, or they've got it at the moment, and it is, again, it's another one that we can easily just snap through. If you want to do it, you can easily just stamp that out. So, I'm cool for doing a series on this stuff. I'm cool for doing as many videos as you like, but we've got to awaken the masses to be able to receive this information, because, I'm a miracle. Literally on my notes, it says Lucy is a miracle because she managed to heal the tumours that nearly killed her in 2018. And I'd healed my thyroid, but prior to that, again, they threatened to take my womb at the point that my thyroid was going pretty badly. And I was like, nah, and I did the work and I healed the thyroid. But in 2018, I've actually got it in my notes that I'm a miracle. So, I'm not a miracle. I'm purely somebody who has been placed on this planet with some of these incredible, incredible things that have gone on in my life. And the way that we're going to break through it is I will share in the videos, okay? I'm not going to go into it too much here because I've only got 20 minutes left. So going back to what I was talking about, if you feel that you astral travel at night, my top tip for you, every morning when you wake up, write it down. There will be some days that you remember it, or there will be some days that you don't. If you are a dreamer, and I know that there was a few of you that were like, oh my God, I'm having mad dreams. Oh my God, I'm having mad dreams. Please do remember, I see the veil between astral projection and dreaming very, very close. Sometimes we normalize it to be a dream rather than recognizing that our soul has popped out and we've actually gone to a different realm to actually stand up and do some work. So please, 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 please make sure that you've got a journal by your bed. Like I do it every single morning. I journal everything that's gone on in the night. If I wake up in the middle of the night, I will journal what's gone on, as long as I'm like, I know I'll go back to sleep, because sometimes if you're going to go back to sleep or if you're going to keep yourself awake, and I'm very conscious of that. I'm really in tune with my body, as you guys know. Great epiphany, Pamela, well done. So Pamela's put in the chat, I've seen this in my 27-year-old son. I had to acknowledge us living together was toxic and it couldn't continue. One of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Exactly. We must recognize there are people in our environment, friends, family, social media people, which is why, guys, just to let you guys know, a lot of people would say, Lucy, why would you want to delete the negative comments, or why would you want to delete the hate? If you're somebody that wants open speech and freedom of speech, why would you do that? Let me explain to you. So what I truly believe on this, what I truly feel is that if I'm allowing that negative vibration to be in my field, then that is something that I'm going to get more of. So I just delete them and I send them love as I delete it. If they want to message me and have a beautiful, beautiful conversation, with me, then I will have a conversation with anybody. You guys know, like, it's not very often I'm on top of my inbox, but I will get round to you eventually and I will respond to every single, whether it be an email, whether it be an inbox message on Instagram or whatever. I will come back to you, or a comment on my video. I will come back to you. You know, like, it might be a week or two, but I will actually come back to you at some point. Now, Christine has asked a really, really great question. So I wonder if my kids are astral traveling or getting attacked. First and foremost, the kids are our weakest link right now. They are a quick way for shadow energy to being attacked. You know, like, literally, they are the quickest way. They are our light beams right now. You know, they literally are our light beams right now. They are the way that if you are a light worker, you are literally, you know, they will try and attack anything, like I was saying at the beginning of the video. So there is things that you can do with your kids. I would make sure that you are smudging their room or doing whatever, saging their room or whatever, as often as you possibly can. I would get certain crystals in the rooms. I would put protection in there. I would get, you know, I would literally get things set up so that your child feels safe going to sleep. And I would also encourage them to be talking about what is going on. Remember, not all spirits that go to children are bad spirits. Just remember that, guys. It might freak the child out, but it might be that there is a spirit that's trying to connect with them, and maybe it's somebody that's trying to protect them. So, you know, and if any of that kind of stuff doesn't work, getting their space secure and protected, go and find an energy healer that can help you with that. There are some amazing energy healers all over the world, and you just need to find somebody who can help you see what it is, what the attachment is, or what the entity is that is you know, chatting to your child. But remember, this is what is happening. Okay, this is what's happening, and it doesn't have to be like people say it's through computer games and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be. If they're an open channel, like one of my sisters is a literal channel, she gets everything coming down through her, a bit like me. So, you know, it's about us. It's about me just protecting her, and she's good as gold now. You know, she's 8. Is she 8 or is she 7? 8. No, she's 8. So she's of the same age, and you know, it's about making sure that they are safe in their environment and that they speak up. Okay, but I've got certain things that are dotted around their rooms, and I constantly, all day, every day, I'm putting the infinity between my heart and hers. So, well, both of them. I don't just cherry pick one of them, but you know what I mean. I'm just giving the example on her. So there is a lot of movement taking place at the moment, guys. The veil is becoming so thin. It is becoming so thin, and we absolutely must recognize that our soul is going off doing work at night. If you are feeling yourself astral travel, like, look into it. What is it that you're doing? Because it will give you a lot of gold as to what your purpose is on the planet. I used to go a lot to the tunnels. I'm not at the moment. Thank you, Kirsten. That's really nice of you. I was doing a lot of that stuff. At the moment, I'm more working with people, groups, but on an individual level, if that makes any sense at all. So I've got a lot of people together, and I'm helping them in one way, shape or form heal their vessel, because we need people to be healed. We need people to be awakened, ready for the next phase of this journey, because it's far from over yet, guys. It's far from over yet. So we must acknowledge this. Now, the other thing that I wanted to share about today was the beautiful photo with the baby that I had the other day. Now, literally, as soon as he saw me, he was like, ah! And he could just remember me. And his mum, one of my best friends, was like, Lucy, both of my kids just love you. And she's like, every child just loves you. Like, what is it? And I want to share this with you guys. And, you know, this might be a bit much for a Sunday morning. This might be, you know, like, oh God, here she goes again with her weird woo-woo. But I know my job. Before I crossed over into Lucy Davis' human vessel body, I was working with the interdimensionals, and I was working with the bright kids before they landed on this planet. So let me take it a step back. I have a oh gosh. Okay, so I am how can I say this? Right, I am a hybrid. For those of you that don't know, I am very, very clear, and I've been shown very, very clear in the quantum that I am part Palladian, part Syrian and part human. So in my Palladian lifetime previously, and this is just the galactic stuff I'm talking about right now, in the Palladian lifetime that I was in last, I was called Asha. And Asha's job was basically to look after all of the kids of the woke ones. Okay, so any light workers and starseeds and things like that that were going to come down to this planet, I would look after their kids and I would prepare their kids for when they basically came out as a baby. And I basically went to this community, the people that led the community, and I was a very, very powerful woman, and I basically said to them, like, this isn't enough for me. Like, I know I'm looking after them and preparing them to go through, but I want to really take this up another notch. I literally, really want to help them come into Earth and just know what they've come here for. And that was my last role. So they said, okay, if you want to be doing that, you go and do that. So they basically put me with, like the spiritual mentors, the kings, the queens, and I'm not talking the literal kings and queens in this lifetime, but I mean the kings and queens of the spiritual world that have come through, landed in some normal human being's body, and now they're doing some really amazing stuff. Okay, so I basically got like the creme de la creme, if that makes sense. Now, and I would work with these kids one-on-one, and I would literally give them the grounding, and that is how I managed to channel Self-Love Club for Kids so easily. Okay, I've basically bought the protocol. I've got goosebumps all over my body. I basically bought the protocol from Asha. I channeled it from my Palladian body into what is now called Self-Love Club for Kids. And anybody that knows, that has brought their children to Self-Love Club for Kids, the kids are just like bing, and they're awake instantly as soon as they come. And what happens with these babies, now I'm just going to finish this actually before I go off on a tangent, but what happens with these babies is that they come out the womb, and whenever they see me, they're like, and they're literally latched onto me because they remember my soul from doing that work, because I often go back to Asha and do that work, although I'm in my Lucy Davis body, if that makes sense, because we can slip between realms. There is many, many Lucy Davises living, and I think I shared a few weeks ago that the Lucy Davis that was being abused actually passed, but there are many other Lucy Davises that are living in, you know what I mean, my soul is living in multiple realms. So it's very, very fascinating what is going on. Now, I'm going to give extra proof on this just in case you guys are like, this is way too much for a Sunday morning. I like this chick, but she's absolutely off her head today. I was in Sydney, Australia, where my heart belongs, as you guys know, a couple of years ago now. And one of my girlfriends flew from Melbourne to come and see me in Sydney for the weekend. And basically, we just spent the weekend together. So she landed really early on a Saturday morning. She flew home on the Sunday night, and basically we decided to go and take a really good walk all around the city, go and walk to the, we just went out. We had a great time, and we decided to just literally sit with a drink at Darling Harbour. And interestingly, this little boy, a bright little button, was running along with his parents, and he saw me, and he just ran over to me, and he started like this, and he started tapping on my leg, and I was like, hello babe, how are you? And I was just like looking straight in his eye, eyeball to eyeball, and he was just like, and you could see his energy. And my girlfriend was like, what the heck is happening here? And I was like, babe, just like, let me go with this right now. And literally this child was doing this connection exercise, and his mum comes running over, and she was like, oh my God, I am so sorry. He doesn't normally talk to anyone. And I was like, oh, it's absolutely fine. And then his dad was like, oh, I'm going to take him, whatever. And I was like, he's cool. Honestly, he's absolutely fine. And then this child, this little boy was literally just like focused. And then it was almost like he got what he needed, and he worked, and he skipped off, and then he turned around and just waved at me. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is so absolutely fascinating? No word of a lie. So my friend was like, you're crazy. You're crazy. Literally, you're crazy. I don't know what just went on there, but that was weird. Literally, within about 20 minutes, I had a little girl run over to me in this little pink jumper with a red heart on, like my pink jumper with the red heart, literally. And she just stared at me. She put her hands on my legs and she just stared at me, like literally into my eyes like this. And again, her mum, this little girl was Asian, and the little the mother was so apologetic because, you know, beautifully Asian, you know, they like to keep themselves to themselves and they're quiet and all the rest of it. And there's this little girl touching a total stranger, and the little girl was just staring at me. And my friend was like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, what on earth is going on? Like, what is it with these kids? And I was like, babe, they just remember. And I was chatting to this child, and, you know, like, she was so little and she was so beautiful. And again, it was almost like, oh, she got what she needed. She turned around and she waved and she went off with her parents. And that is Ash's work. That is Ash's work. That's not Lucy's work. But they recognize it. There is this auric field that goes out. And remember, the kids are so woke. The kids are so woke. I actually think it's the kids that have been born since around 1999 to 2000. Genuinely, that is, and they're not kids now, right? Because that's 21. But I truly believe that anyone that was born 1999 to 2000 and after, we have got our hands full with the revolution generation. Thank God, let's be really clear about that. Thank goodness we are relying on them, and they are extremely powerful. Kids can actually remember all the way through. I decided to switch my gifts off at 10, you know, so 1999 I said Veronica, not 1991. So just to be clear, yeah, it's adults. They're adults now. They're like 21 stepping into the year of 22. Like, these kids, for want of better words, are so woke. They are the future. And we, as parents who have birthed these kids, we must recognize that their wisdom, yeah, I know, babe. That's why I just wanted to correct you, because I was like, I really don't want anyone to think that. You know, they have come through with the wisdom that we have all forgotten about. Yeah. Absolutely, babe. Wendy, you are spot on. You are spot on. I truly believe it's 1999, 2000, that kind of era. And then, okay, like massively, massively, massively woke. So this is just my perspective. As always, guys, this is just my stuff that I'm downloading and I'm just sharing with you. But I would like to raise the consciousness, because, by the way, it's not just me that's doing this stuff. Like, if you have animals, or if you have whatever that just are really, really naturally gravitating towards you, chances are in a different realm you are doing something where these things recognize you. Like the ducks with me, you know, the ducks come every day and they come running to me and they're chatting away. Like, literally, I've got a video of the ducks running to me chatting as soon as they saw me. You know, maybe I was Dr. Dolittle in a past life. Maybe, you know, maybe I was a duck doctor. I don't know. I've got the same with horses and cows, quite interesting as well. So maybe I was a vet or something like that in a past life. But we must trust that we are getting our gifts coming back online. And people often say to me, but what do you mean by that? You're going to remember. You're going to remember. And all of a sudden, your kids are going to be coming out with really wise stuff. And you're going to be like, oh my God, I need to listen to this. Because you're going to remember. Just allow yourself to remember. So many of us are in our heads so much that we do not allow the flow. We do not allow the surrender, which will then bring us our gifts. When we can surrender, when we can relinquish this utter nonsense of control that we need to have, that is when we can have the gold that comes through. I never realized I was going to be somebody who teaches the world how to love. I never thought I was going to be the, you know, because I don't like to call myself a teacher, although I just did because it's normal human language, but I call myself the reminder. I am the remembrance for the world of what love is truly about. I'm the remembrance for the world that you can heal yourself. I'm the remembrance from the world that we are here to take this planet to a whole new level. I'm just here reminding you guys. And if like my self-love club program, my membership program starts a week Tuesday. if you haven't signed up for the membership, get on there ASAP, because there's only 200 spaces, guys, max, that we're taking. In fact, we probably won't even take that many this year. But there is a maximum of 200 spots in my membership program. And I only open it for 3 days every single year. So if you want to get into my program for the next year, please, please, please make sure that you are on the list, ready to receive the emails, and ready to join the call on Tuesday. Because like I say, I only open it for 3 days of a year. Okay. Now in my program, what I basically do is I help people elevate and awaken to their truth. Now, most people are in their head and they're like, but just tell me what my gift is. Tell me what my purpose is. That's how people arrive. And then they leave going, oh my gosh, I'm connected to so much truth and so much goodness. And remember, you know, I left my corporate job being a badass for the women, you know, to being a nutritionist because I wanted to help people, and I wasn't helping people other than lining the pockets of the elites in the investment banking world. So, you know, I wanted to help people. And then the next step was about actually allowing my gifts to start flowing. But the only way I could do that was by relinquishing the greed and the materialistic lifestyle that I had, that comes as part and parcel of working in the corporate world. You know, so I had to relinquish bit by bit by bit, and the journey has evolved and evolved and evolved off the back of that. So, and that's what happens to all of you. The issue is most of you want it now. I just want to know my purpose. I just want to know my passion. I just want to do it. But would you be brave enough to do it? Or do you need to start being brave before the gold starts filtering through to you and into your life? Because I had to be brave, guys. I had to quit my massive salary. Literally, I had to quit my massive salary, and then all of a sudden, the gold started happening because I trusted and I remembered that I was here for far greater than being. I mean, guys, can you imagine me trapped in a freaking office behind a desk? No, it's bad enough doing like the videos and stuff that I need to do. Yeah, so Self-Love Club membership, the launch call is 7:30 p.m. and then it opens for 3 days for people to basically sign up to the membership. And then the first call will be after the, you know, that you can access the content as soon as you sign up. Like basically you get a portal, access to a portal where there's loads of content. Honestly, it'll keep you very, very busy for a long time. But then what happens is the first call will be after the cutoff of the 72 hours that it's open. So just to be really clear there, the call is on the 1st of June. That is the launch. Okay. We will then be opening the doors for 72 hours. So from when the call finishes, it will be 72 hours and then the doors close. That is I open my doors for 3 days every year. That's it. Okay. Because the program is humongous. All right. So I need to make sure that I'm at my best for you guys in there. Okay. And we will step through all of this stuff. I will help you. I will get you to remember and recognize all of this stuff so that you can start doing all of this yourself. My job is to get an army of people doing this stuff so that, you know, like we can do it quicker. As I've said I've got 10 new coaches coming through, and I've said to them, guys, I want to hand this over to you. You know, eventually I want to hand this over to you. So I need to get you guys up to speed so that you can do this. Once you've done the program, you can do the coaching program if you choose to. So I'm just letting people know that. Yeah, so that's basically what's going on. We've got a really, really, really busy month between now and then. I've got an Empress Evolution call next Tuesday. I've got Self-Love Club Hangs on the Wednesday. I've got the on the 1st of June, we've got Self-Love Club membership opening its doors. So we got some busy times ahead, guys. And interestingly, it's all over this critical period of energy of all the planets aligning and all of the noisiness coming up. I am going to be doing a full moon ritual, as I said at the start of this video. I am also going to be popping out, hopefully on Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll be popping out the June energy update. I've been getting huge downloads about June already, guys. So, we will get through this. I promise you. I promise you we will get through this. I love you guys to the moon and stars. Please do remember to smash the thumbs up button before you leave this video. Quite interesting. My essential oil diffuser's clearly just run out of water because it's just beeped at me. And it's perfect timing for us to stop. So guys, thank you so much for listening to Sunday service, I was going to call it self-love club. Sunday service today, guys. I love you to the moon and stars. Have the most beautiful Sunday, whatever you're up to. I am going to go out and enjoy myself for a little bit today, and I will catch you guys in the morning. Lots of love, guys. Have the most beautiful day. Take care.